Greetings, freaks and folks, this is Vlad the Lad, who has just fixed his computer most recently. It was actually my CPU cooler that was not intact anymore, and I exchanged it and now it's working again, and I'm excited to be, with my full setup and everything. And with that said, my body is ready for today's reveals. We will have the new cards for Ahri. The followers is my best guess, because today is the 6th of December, which means we have 2 days to go to the expansion hitting, and we know for a fact that Ahri is coming, and they normally save Ahri for the last champion, or not Ahri, they save the champion reveal for the last day, right? And I think Ahri is what people are most excited for, as am I. Maybe not most excited, but I'm still very excited for her. So let's not lose any time and react to these cards that are from Ahri. And we see here that everything is from Ionia, so my guess was actually right. We start off with the Liminal Guardian, who is a 5-mana 3/2, very weak stats, but it says when I'm summoned, summon a random 1-cost follower from your regions. When I'm recalled, transform me into 9 lives. We don't know what that is, but maybe it's the second one, yeah. It's this one here. You transform him into a card, okay. You summon a Liminal Guardian. That's that guy. What? Okay. So, let me get this straight. You played this guy. You have a random 1-cost follower from your regions. And when you recall this dude, it transforms into a 5-mana burst speed spell that is then again this Liminal Guardian. Okay, it has no rarity gem. You actually start with the 9 lives. So it's a burst speed 3/2. If you compare this to the 4-mana burst speed, what summons you a Mistwraith, that's a bit weaker. But instead you get for burst speed 2 units, and that's very interesting. Like, don't think we ever had this before, that you can burst speed summon. Is very rare in Legends of Runeterra. We have Jury Rig and some others that can do that, but at burst speed I think we only have the double clockling thing that nobody plays from Shurima, that card that probably nobody knows that exists. I will have it here. But you don't have this 3/2 with another 1-cost unit, and as well you can then recall him and get this 9 lives back. So it's an ongoing, burst speeds block engine in that sense, if you manage to recall this dude on and on again. Very interesting concept. I still don't know what to expect, if this will help the recall archetype, because it still was very weak. Maybe we see its shine with cannon. We'll see in the future. Let's go over to Memory's Clock, which is a 3-mana fast speed spell, and it says pick an ally being targeted by an enemy fast spells, slow spells, or skills with only one target. Stop them. Alright, let me get it straight. You pick an ally who's targeted by an enemy from either a skill or a fast or a slow speed spell, and you stop it. So it's a 3-mana deny that is conditional, right? Only if you have Vengeance, for example, you can stop it with Memory's Cloak. If they have a Grasping of the Undying, you can stop that. But by the time where they play maybe a Static Shock, for example, you can't stop that. Or they play Ruination, you can't stop that. So it's very interesting that they get another counter, and for some part I like the route that they go, that they let this exclusive for Ionia for countering spells. We've seen that Shurima got this one Rite of Negation, but that's a very heavy investment for 4 mana, and you have to lose a mana gem. So the very good counters stay in Ionia by that point. I don't know if you would include this, because this is very conditional, right? You could stop a Pokestick, for example, if you're against Bandle City, but other than that, Bandle City doesn't really have that much interactable spells. They have Minimorph that you would want to stop, but it's per speed, you can't stop it. So Memory's Cloak is, yeah, depending on the meta, I think you want to include this or not. But most of the time this will be very conditional, and I think you rather run a normal deny that's just 1 mana more, and you can just deny everything, right? And you don't have this condition. We don't know what this card is. It's a God-Willow Seedling, and I can't see it either here. Maybe I will look it up on the internet in a second. Let's go over to the Pathless Ancient, which is a 4-mana 4/3, so weak stats for a 4-drop. It's a jump from stat line. It says cost 2 less if you've recalled a unit this round. Okay, now things get interesting, because what the recall archetype is lacking is tempo in general, right? And value. Like, you recall a unit and then you have to replay it and pay the mana again, so you're almost always back on the board, right, in terms of board presence. And the Pathless Ancient is probably one of the first things that's giving you value out of recalling units, and then you can cast this dude for less mana. So technically, if you recall a 1-mana unit with something, then you can play this dude for a normal cost, which would be a 3-mana 4/3, basically, if you convert it mana-wise, right? So yeah, maybe this helps out the archetype. I'm not quite sure if it does, though, because it's a very dull unit. It's a 4/3, and yeah, it can only do so much, right? But maybe it's a good blocker in that sense. Let's go over to Woodland Keeper, which is a 3-mana 3/2, and it says, when I'm summoned, give me +1 attack and elusive this round. Oof. Yeah, that's the Navari Blade dude. I don't know what it, Blade Scout or something. It's called the 1-mana 2/1 that gets elusive 1 round. This is a very similar concept, but she will only have 2 HP for the 3-mana cost. I thought that would be a bit more, but I guess you want her to be interactable still, because elusive can get very toxic very quickly, especially in a region that already has so many elusive units. And most of the time Ionia has just been run for all the elusives and they deny, right? At least it was for a very long time. Now we see it run with Zed, for example. But I would like to see other units or other champions shine, like Shen, for example, out of the Shen Fiora or Shen Jarvan box. I would love to see him. Maybe he gets something with Pantheon. I thought about doing a deck with that, but I'm rambling here. We wanted to talk about these cards, and this is a kind of healthy addition, I think. It's for 2 HP, it's very interactable. You can Mystic Shot it, and it's done for. And it's only elusive 1 round, so yeah, not too overpowered. I like that. And then we have the Mourned, which is a card that was shown in the trailer. If you were very attentive at that last trailer for, what was it? For Rumble. They played this card, and it's a 1-mana 2/1 that says, on Nexus Strike, recall me. And in the recall archetype, obviously this makes a lot of sense, because you would, for example, level Yasuo. I don't know if you would ever play Yasuo, because he's still a very bad champion and you have to play around him. If you don't draw him, your deck is just straight up bad if you have a stun deck. And if you draw him and he gets removed, you're in the same pickle, right? So everything is dependent on Yasuo. But yeah, this is a very easy way to level him, because you just play her for 1 mana, and on Nexus Strike you recall her. And also the Feyblade Twirler will get pumped up. Normally you would play with Katarina, right? You have Katarina and then the Feyblade Twirler, and then you attack with Katarina, she gets recalled upon strike, and the Feyblade Twirler gets a 2+ attack and strikes heavier. So you can do the very same thing with the Mourned, and have her at the first, like in the ordering, at the first hitting the Nexus or whatever she strikes. Actually, you have to strike the Nexus. She's not being recalled if she strikes a unit. So yeah, you need to run through, and then she gets recalled, and then you pump up your Feyblade Twirler, which is a 2-mana round 2 play, right? You can play her on 1 and the Feyblade Twirler on 2. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Definitely a healthy addition so far. Let me actually look for this God-Willow, and we'll see us in a second. Thankfully, God of Cards has us covered here and upload this card, and it's a 3-mana landmark actually, and it says play, recall an ally to summon an ephemeral copy of it. Countdown 2, summon another ephemeral copy of it. Okay, that's That's opening up a lot of things. And what we see here in the back are Ahri's tails, is what I think is what I'm witnessing here. And this makes it so that Ahri most definitely is a sort of recall champion. And I very much like that. Because I always wanted to build this recall archetype. I did this with Yasuo and Zillion. Maybe I've seen that video in the past and I wanted to go back to that archetype. And maybe I will with this new synergies that we would get with all this recall. And maybe Ahri is benefiting from that as well. So hope you are still hyped for her, as I am. We'll definitely talk about these cards tomorrow when we see her and give this a little bit of context. What her followers do and what she is and how she's profiting from it. So if you don't want to miss out on that, you can subscribe up here. And if you haven't already, there is the Rumble video, my reaction to that. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow on the Ahri showcase. And until then, use the legendary. Blood out.